change of heart wants to know, is he too childish?
She's such a crybaby.
I'm a crybaby?
Or is she too grown up?
She's too controlling, and she dresses like an old lady.
But when he dated a woman who dressed hot,
Green's not my favorite color.
guess which one of them called the shots?
I called Kenrick and told him where to go, what time to be there, what to wear.
After she has lots of fun with her blind date.
Nothing but moaning and groaning.
Moaning and groaning, man.
Orgasmic.
Will these two stay together or have a change of heart?
I'm Chris Jagger. Welcome to Change of Heart. This is a show where couples who've reached a crossroads in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new, and we're going to meet their dates later. But first, let's meet our couple. He's a student majoring in civil engineering. She's majoring in sociology on a different campus, and they met 6 months ago, and they're sort of studying for a future together. Please welcome Jamika Loud and Kenrick Sanderlin. Welcome to the program, and the two of you are here today to see if this is something more lasting or if it's just one of those college campus romance things. Now, Jamika, we'll start with you. Tell us how you met.
Well, it was at a stoplight of all places. I looked over, he licked his teeth, and
Tell him where.
it was on Crenshaw.
And that's significant?
Because that's where a lot of people kick it.
Oh,
basically.
okay, gotcha.
Anyway, so he
Guess I
licked
ain't
his
kicking it.
teeth, I got his number, and I called him like 2 days later. It was kind of sexy. He looked like LL Cool J. I thought.
Kenrick, tell us what you did on your first date with Jamika.
Well, me and Jamika, we went to Taco Bell to get something to eat first. And this is very funny. Before I could even eat my taco, she snatched the taco out of my hand and like gave me this big kiss, this really big kiss. And I asked her why. And she said basically she wanted to give me a kiss before we had taco breath.
Exactly.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And after that, we went to the movies, and I really don't remember what movie we saw because we were kissing the whole time.
Nice first date. Jamika, let me ask you where you think this relationship is going then.
Well, I would like to get married. But on the other hand, Kenrick is scared of marriage.
Ready.
He thinks I'm going to be controlling.
I'm not ready for marriage.
He thinks I'm going to be
Could I
controlling.
graduate from college first? Well, neither one of us has
But
graduated
I mean,
first.
can I have a ring? That's all I ask.
You
That's all
want
I
a ring?
ask.
You want a ring?
That's all I
All
ask.
right, well, Kenrick, why is it that it's making you so crazy when she says the M word, marriage?
Well, I mean, first off, we're too young. You know, I'm 21, she's only 20. We're in college still. You know, she's too controlling. First off, really too controlling.
You don't need that, right?
Well, I don't need that right now. So.
Whatever.
Whatever. You're not controlling.
Whatever.
You're not controlling.
Kenrick, tell us what you do need then.
Well, I need a woman that can take care of my heart financially and take care of me emotionally, you know, and Jamika doesn't do that.
Jamika, let me ask you this about Kenrick, though. Is there anything, like a sign that you get that maybe he wouldn't be a great husband?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What?
I found a couple of letters from some other women.
Look, I can't control.
Excuse me.
I can't control.
Wait a minute.
Look,
Wait a minute.
I can't control other people writing me
Let
letters. I
me
can't control people
finish.
calling my house. I
Okay, the
can't
letter
control
said,
that.
"Oh, I had such a great time with you."
If
and
you wouldn't- look,
I'm happy
you
I
can
spent
control.
time
I can
together.
control. No, but
I
she
called
shouldn't have
her.
been snooping.
I called
She shouldn't have been snooping in my things,
I
and you
wasn't
wouldn't have
snooping,
found
was
it.
just there.
Wait,
was
Wait,
just
so
there.
you found
It
this
was
letter
just
and you found
there.
out this woman and you called her?
I called her.
She snooped
I
and
called
found
her.
the letter.
Excuse me, I called her.
And what did the woman say?
And she said, "Oh, you know, we're just friends.
Thank you.
Whatever."
Nothing happened. See?
Whatever. He
so
could've
you shouldn't have been
called her.
snooping, like I said.
Anyway.
Kenrick,
Yeah.
does Jamika live on her own, or what's the living situation?
She stays at home with her mother, and her mother really doesn't like me too well. Why, I don't know, but she doesn't.
Mom's
So.
not a big fan of yours.
No, I think she likes her ex-boyfriend a lot more than she likes me, so.
All right, Kenrick, let me ask you something else about Jamika. What about her look, the way she dresses and the way she carries herself?
She dresses like an old lady. I mean, her braids.
Do I look like an old lady?
I mean, today she's not dressed like that,
Look
but
like
her
no
braids.
grandma I know.
I can't stand her braids. She could wear it more natural. She has very long hair. She can do that. She dresses like a secretary. You know, she wears these long skirts, and I really don't like that.
Jamika, who's the boss of the relationship here, if you had to say?
I would say it was me, but since Kenrick's so whiny and he wants to get his own
Whiny?
way, he's such a crybaby.
I'm a crybaby?
He seems to get his own way most of the time.
Name some times when I'm a crybaby. Name some things. You
Oh,
can't.
come on, baby. I really want those shoes.
Did I get the shoes?
No.
Okay,
No.
then. So
Because-
therefore, I wasn't whining that much, right?
All right, Jamika, tell us why you decided this was a good time for the two of you to go on separate dates and find out what's going on with your relationship.
Well, I do admit that I am a little jealous.
Very.
Just a little.
Please.
Just a
More than
little.
Okay.
So I think that maybe this will help me get over my jealousy, you know.
All right, we'll see if that helps or not. It seems obviously that Jameica and Kenrick have some key issues to address. Now, when we come back, we're going to meet the people that they went out with, and we're going to find out if they are going to stay together or have a change of heart. So don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to Change of Heart. We are here with Jameica and Kenrick. Now, Jameica says she wants a man that she can trust. Someone who doesn't whine and pout to get his way. So we set her up with a forthright guy who thinks that whining is for sissies. Please meet Robert Glover.
Okay.
Kenrick, let me ask you a question. Whose look do you think Jameica prefers, yours or Robert's?
Mine's, of course. I mean, he's a nice looking guy, but I mean, look at me, you know?
Look at you, okay. Jameica, where did Robert meet you when you guys decided you were going to go date?
Well, originally at his cousin's wedding, but unfortunately I called him before I got there, and he's like, oh, I can't go. Stood me up.
Robert,
In
you mean
person,
you
he
stood her
stood me
up
up.
after she got there?
Well, basically, it was my cousin, my first cousin, a close cousin of mine. It was her wedding, and, you know, my family thought it might be best that, you know, I stay for a wedding since I was in the wedding. So, you know, I thought it might be best to reschedule.
That's kind of odd that you would think you'd go on a blind date after the wedding anyway.
Well, yeah.
Bad timing.
I guess it's kind of ironic.
Kenrick, would you ever set something up like that?
No, I wouldn't.
Would you ever skip your date?
No, I wouldn't. Even if it was a first date, I wouldn't. So, I mean, that just shows the difference between me and him.
Okay. Now, Jameica, I'm thinking most people would be pretty annoyed in this situation like that, but you gave him a second chance. Why is that?
Well, you know, he just looked pretty GQ in his tuxedo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, when I picked him up for the actual date, he had on some Guess jeans, he had on a polo shirt, the polo hat, the Timberland shoes.
So what
I
does
was
that
like,
mean?
wow.
Now, Robert, we heard
right.
earlier that Jameica dresses like an old lady. Did you think that was the case when you picked her up?
Not at all. Actually, I thought she looked very nice. She was very beautiful, looked very nice. She had actually the best of both worlds. She looked both sexy, but then she had a conservative, respectful look, too. She had a nice lacy shirt on, which showed a little, but then she had a blazer just to cover it up to keep the respectful look.
Okay.
But it was nice.
And Jameica, where did you go with Robert on the date?
Well, I had only gone bowling once before, so we decided to go bowling. I had a great time because, you know, when we were there, he was saying, oh, you look like a clown in those shoes or whatever. I was like, okay, since you think I look like such a clown, I want you to turn around and do the moonwalk and then throw your ball, and he actually did it.
He's mean in those bowling shoes, I'll tell you. Jameica, what about emotionally? What's the differences between Robert and Kenrick?
Well, I think that Robert is more in tune with his feminine side. He's not afraid to show his emotions. I mean, he was describing Hawaii to me, and he used the word beautiful. Kenrick would not be caught dead using that word. He thinks it's gay.
It is. It really is. I mean, that's just me, you know.
Now, Kenrick, are you too manly to say the word beautiful?
You know?
It's not saying I'm not too manly. It's just that I don't use it in my vocabulary.
Now,
that's
Kenrick,
all.
if you start using the word fabulous, maybe we'd be concerned. But beautiful, come on, shoot.
I don't use it in my vocabulary.
I mean, I don't know. Real men, you know, they can express
Real
everything.
men.
You know, they can express both
All right.
sides. You know?
Okay. Robert,
Real
there you
man.
guys are
I got
bowling,
you.
having a good time. Did you work up an appetite there?
Yeah, we had an appetite before we went. So as soon as we proceeded to leave the bowling alley, we went to go get some soul food, and I mean, it was good. It was good. When they first brought it out, I mean, it was nothing but moaning and groaning once we received our food. And
Moaning and groaning, man.
Jameica described the food as nothing less than orgasmic. This is pretty good.
You know what? I agree, because I had some of that food.
Yeah, Kenrick, that's pretty erotic language to use to describe your meal. Does she talk like that in front of you?
Actually, no, she doesn't. So, you know, we'll talk about that later, though. We'll talk about that later.
Jameica, another question to compare the two. Who's more of a gentleman, Robert or Kenrick?
Well, actually, I'll say they're neck and neck, but Robert did get out and pump my gas. We went to the gas station. He opened all the doors. He even asked the lady where the restroom was for me, and then, you know, escorted me to the restroom. He was pretty much a gentleman.
Jamika, are they also equal when it comes to paying out for dinner and the...
Well, you know, Robert, he didn't want to pay for everything, but we did split it. He paid for the bowling, I paid for the dinner. With Kenrick, sometimes I'll pay, and then again I'll pay.
So you're saying I never pay? Are you saying?
No.
I shouldn't say quite that way.
Okay.
All right, Robert, so you had some orgasmic soul food, you did some bowling.
Yeah.
What happened afterwards?
Afterwards, we wanted to try a little something different for both of us. We wanted to go maybe to a jazz club, you know, something a little different. So went to the jazz club. It was a little not what we expected. We thought more mellow, but it was loud. But still, it was pretty good. So, you know, I kind of wanted to dance with Jamika, so I asked her. She hesitated at first, but I finally got her out there, so.
Oh, you did get out there?
Damn.
Oh, but now why'd you hesitate? Because Kenrick said earlier...
You know, I have this thing about Kenrick saying I look like a crippled Valley girl, not just a Valley girl.
She does. You do. You really do.
Whatever. So, you know, when he asked me, I was like, oh, no, I didn't want to make a fool of myself. But then, you know, he was like, oh, come on, let's just dance. It'll be fun. So we got there doing this little kind of jitter thing. It's just like an old school kind of thing. But then, you know, the slow song came on, and I went to sit down. He was like, oh, no. He grabbed me closer. Yeah, slow song.
That got Kenrick's attention. Suddenly he's like, wait a minute.
Slow song.
Now, Robert, how was the dancing overall? How would you rate her as a dancer?
Actually, I think she was a pretty good dancer. She was a lot better than what she had described that Kenrick said. You know, it's kind of hard to dance the fast jazz, so on the first song, we did kind of play around with it a little bit, but the second song was nice and slow, so I put her a little closer to me. And,
A little closer to you. Got the groove on. Yeah. Is that right? Okay.
Jamika, was
Great.
Robert at any point on your
That's
date
cool.
whining and trying to manipulate the whole situation like you said Kenrick does?
Actually, he's the opposite. I mean, Kenrick's very, very argumentative, so he likes to argue a lot. But Robert, he's arguing right now. But Robert, he let me have the floor of the conversation. I mean, when we talked about what we were gonna do, he's like, whatever you wanna do, you know, whatever you want to do, I'll do. He's willing to do anything.
All right,
so.
Jamika, let me ask you this about the M word. When you mentioned marriage, Kenrick gets a little crazy. Do you think it scares Robert the same way?
Not at all, because Robert actually, he asked me, he said, so do you and Kenrick live together? And Kenrick would cringe if we even discussed living together. So that shows me that Robert, you know, he's ready for that.
A little more receptive to that idea.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's cool.
And do you have any words of advice to Kenrick because he's so resistant there, holding back?
well, I mean, you know, you better be on the ball, because, I mean, she can be up for grabs.
Really? You think so?
All right, set and spike for Robert on that one, I guess. Now, will Robert's moves on the dance floor be enough to give Jamika a change of heart? We don't know, but we're going to definitely find out later. But next, we meet the woman that Kenrick dated, and we'll hear what happened on their date when we come right back. Welcome back to Change of Heart. We just heard what happened on Jamaica's date with Robert, and now we're going to meet the woman that Kenrick dated. Now, Kenrick said he wanted an independent woman who knows how to take care of a man and doesn't dress like an old lady. So we matched him up with a sophisticated woman who knows men need a lot of TLC. Please welcome Taka Valentine.
How you doing, beautiful?
Jamaica, how would you describe Taka's look?
Well, green's not my favorite color, and, you know, it's a little provocative.
A little provocative.
Jealous.
Okay. Taka, I hope that your date got off to a better start than Robert's did with Jamika.
Yes. I went ahead and took control of the date. I made reservations at this nice Latin club. They have flamenco dancing, and I called Kenrick and I told them where to go, what time to be there, what to wear, and he showed up.
So you laid it all out for him. And
Yeah.
Kenrick, do you like that kind of pampering that you don't get from Jamika?
Yes, she took control of the whole date. Everything
my
that she proposed to me was very interesting to me. The flamenco dancing, the Latin food. I've never done that, so I was very interested in it.
Right. And Jamika, why don't you ever plan a date like that if he's
He
so
doesn't even
interested?
like people to take control. So I don't even know what he's talking about. I take control of the day.
He was giving it up for Taka.
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
He's so jealous. It's okay.
He did say his girlfriend was a bit jealous.
Yes.
A little
He did
bit.
mention
I'm
that.
not jealous.
She actually,
Kenrick, let me ask you a question, Kenrick. Did Taka dress a lot differently than Jameica does for dates?
Yes, very, very differently. She wore these.
Maybe if we went on a date.
Okay. Anyway, she wore these nice black tights and this black zip-up jacket, and it showed her physique very well. So I was very enticed by what she was wearing. So.
Kenrick, how does her physique compare to Jameica?
Oh, there's no contest. She has, of course, Taka has a more body to her physique. She's taller than Jameica. She has
Bigger butt.
Yeah, yes, yes, very big butt. Her chest is a lot fuller, so.
Taka, you picked the restaurant, so did Kenrick have a good time? Did he like the restaurant?
I think he liked the dancing. The food was kind of different for him. He didn't really know the menu that well, and he didn't know what jerk chicken was, so I just went ahead.
Wait a minute, he's a frat brother. You didn't know what jerk chicken is?
No.
Okay, maybe something altogether different when I went to school, I guess. Kenrick, you said earlier you wanted somebody that lived on their own, that was a little more independent. Is Taka in that situation?
Yeah, she stays on her own. She's been out here for a year. She's from Texas, and she has her own place, so, that's something that I can, enjoy, basically.
So, Taka, there you are at this flamingo restaurant. You
Right.
got past the food, then what about the flamingo dancing?
The dancing was nice. It was very nice. What it was is there was a couple that would dance and a guitarist, and he would play and they would dance, and then the couple would come out and pull people from the audience and have them dance too. And I asked Kenrick, I said, well, if they pull you and dance, are you going to dance? And he says, well, if they do, I'm going to do the Running Man. Was it the Running Man or something?
I'm going to do the Running Man.
And he goes, I don't want to dance. I don't want to dance. So whenever they would come by, he would pretend he was eating or, something like that.
All right, Kenrick, this sounds like it was a whole different kind of experience than you've had with Jameica. Just sum it up for us. What'd you think?
Well, the date was great. Taka's a very sophisticated lady, and we went on a date during the week. So I wish it could have been a weekend so we could have spent more time with each other, Because, I got it.
Do you have time to spend with people?
Excuse me, I'm talking. So, at the end of the day, it was a very good date.
So it was a good time. All right, well, it sounds like the both of you had really good times together, and that leaves us with the question, will Jameica and Kenrick have a change of heart, or are they going to stay together? During the break, they're going to make their decision. We'll come back and find out what it is, so don't go away. Welcome back to Change Your Heart. During the break, Kenrick and Jameica each made a final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together, or have they had a change of heart? That's what we're going to find out. Now, you guys came on the show, particularly Jameica, you were concerned about your jealousy of Kenrick, and you wanted him to go out on a date and see if you could get beyond that. So, Kenrick, you said you wanted to date a woman. That was a lot of fun. That was maybe a better dresser than you said Jameica was like an old lady. Somebody that lived on their own, was a little more independent, and somebody that could take care of you and pamper you and spoil you a little bit. So, Taka took charge after you guys got together. You had some new experiences at the lounge there, doing some dancing and stuff and some new foods. But you've got some time in with Jameica. You got to make a decision at this point. What is it?
Well, Taka's a very beautiful woman. She showed me a lot. She's very sophisticated, and I like that about her. On the other hand, I have Jameica. She dresses like an old lady, and she has some braids, but that's something I like, so I think I'm going to stay together.
Okay. He's going to give it an old college try, I guess we could say. Yeah. Taka, sorry things didn't work out for you.
That's okay.
Now, Jameica, we come to you here for your decision. You said you wanted to date somebody you could trust and didn't have to worry about snooping around and finding letters and stuff like that. Somebody that wasn't whining all the time like you said Kenrick was. Somebody that wasn't afraid of the big M word, and when you talked about marriage, they didn't do the old scoot out the door kind of thing. So there you were with Robert, had a good time. You had a lot of the qualities that you said you were looking for. And Kenrick says he wants to stay together, so the pressure's on you for your decision.
Well, Kenrick, he's really scared of commitment. We've been together for a while. But Robert, I had a really nice time. But then again, we have to stay together.
Okay. Robert, sorry things didn't work out for you.
Sorry about that, buddy.
And you know, Jamika and Kenrick, the thing maybe you learned that this isn't just a college romance and you're meant to get together maybe for the long term.
Maybe.
Kenrick, you got to promise us one thing. If you do ever talk marriage about it and decide, you got to invite us to the wedding.
Sure, no problem.
I want you to scoot right out of here. Okay, good luck to you guys. That's our show for today. Thanks to Robert and Taka. Good luck to Jamika and Kenrick. We'll see you next time here on Change of Heart.